Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out redzonecoins.com for cheap and fast coins. You can use code ZERK for 10% off at checkout. Get 1,000,000 coins for $45.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today we have more of the Madden 21 X Factor players that were revealed. Now, if you guys didn't see my videos from yesterday, I, of course, been going over the X Factor players and also did a little video going over the updates actually made to Madden 21 gameplay from the beta. So make sure you guys go ahead and check those videos out if you haven't already seen them. And I do want to give a shout out to Colin Quintero for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys have a chance to be shout out in the next video, drop a like to the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. But I believe today we have pass rushers because we actually have defensive linemen and some outside linebackers. So let's get into it. So here we have got Aaron Donald. Obviously, Aaron Donald had to be one of the X Factor players for Madden 21. So the most dominant defender in the NFL today, Aaron Donald is a true game breaker. Effective D-line captains like Donald aren't just examples to follow, they are motivators. When he enters the zone, all the opposing blockers have their resistance bars wiped out. So I initially thought, for just a quick second there, that this was something similar to, I think it's called Selfless, I want to say Madden 20 that Pat Tillman had, where like they had their X Factor progress wiped out, but this is completely different. This is resistance bar. So basically, it is going to be very, very tough for your opponent to actually block you on the next play, essentially. So Aaron Donald should be an absolute beast. Now, as you guys can see with this Blitz ability, on-field blockers have their resistance bars wiped. Now, to trigger this, though, you need 2 sacks, which, I mean, most of the abilities in Madden 20 are 3 sacks, so I guess that's okay. And, of course, knockout is going to be 1 down played, so for 1 play, their resistance bars get wiped out. So, okay, not bad. Now, next up, we've got Calais Campbell. Now, of course, Calais Campbell going from the Jags to the Ravens. Big change there, but simply a massive human being. Calais Campbell uses his incredible length to wreak havoc at the line and beyond. Run stuffers like Campbell can single-handedly disrupt an offense. When he enters the zone, this ability increases win rate and block shed speed against one-on-one run block. So if we take a look at who else has this, it is actually only Calais Campbell. For the zone, block shedding becomes more effective versus run plays. Now, to trigger this, you need to get 2 tackles for loss, which again, not really that hard to do. Knockout is 30 offensive yards allowed. Now, of course, Calais Campbell is going to have an insanely high block shed already, so as long as one of your opponents tries to run towards him, you'll probably get a tackle for loss or 2 a game. Now, next up, we have Cameron Jordan, and Cameron Jordan has got unstoppable force, which is definitely my favorite defensive lineman ability from Madden 20. It was absolutely insane. Jack of all trades, Cameron Jordan can set the edge and blow past anyone standing in his way. Elite pass rushers like Jordan are a mix of strength, speed, and tenacity. When he enters the zone, his unstoppable force ability increases win rate and a block shed speed against one-on-one pass block. So if we take a look here, zone pass rush wins lead to quicker block shedding, trigger 2 defensive lineman sacks, or 2 defensive line sacks. Knockout is 10 offensive yards allowed. So as you guys can see, it is not just him that actually has this. There are 6 different players. Yes, it looks like 6 different players. Actually 7. 7 players have unstoppable force. Wow. Okay, so not only does Cameron Jordan have unstoppable force, but Cameron Jordan, Danielle Hunter, DeMarcus Lawrence all have unstoppable force. Joey Bosa as well has unstoppable force. Khalil Mack, Myles Garrett, and TJ Watt. So although TJ Watt did get disrespected with his overall rating, at least he did get unstoppable force. Now, this is pretty insane. Holy crap. So this many X Factor players have the same exact ability. Definitely wasn't expecting to see that, but at least it's good to know that, in my opinion, potentially the best X Factor ability. I do want to see how Blitz kind of plays out for like Aaron Donald and all those guys and see just how good that is. Would you rather have it for 1 guaranteed play or 10 plus offensive yards with the Blitz compared to this? I don't really know how it's going to work out. We know a ton of players have got unstoppable force, but Chandler Jones, and by the way, let me know down below what you guys think about this card art for today. I feel like the card arts are absolutely insane, and again, Big shout out to Conrad. The artist is on the bottom right of all of these card arts. Chandler Jones looks insane. With his long arms, Jones can work through or around any blocker to reach the quarterback. When he enters the zone, Jones' Fearmonger ability will allow him to apply pressure on opposing quarterbacks even while engaged with blockers. So with Fearmonger, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of this. This is the one that Aaron Donald had this year, and you know, like, it's okay, but this does change a little bit with Madden 21. I'll talk about that in a second. But zone, chance to pressure the quarterback while engaged with the blocker, trigger, 2 defensive line sacks, and the knockout, of course, can be 20 offensive yards allowed. So, big difference between Madden 20 and 21 here with actually quarterback pressure. If you guys don't know about the new mechanics that are in Madden 21, if maybe you didn't play the beta, you didn't get a chance to see this, when it comes to quarterback pressure. In Madden 20, it would really just make your quarterback have a little bit more inaccurate throws. With Madden 21, you're going to have a little bit of inaccurate throws sometimes, but when a quarterback is feeling pressured, and even when a quarterback is getting sacked sometimes, they will speed up their throwing animation to try to get rid of the ball a little bit quicker, which does lead to inaccurate throws, and this is going to be kind of interesting to see. I don't know how good Fearmonger is actually going to be in Madden 21. I'm going to assume, though, let's be honest here, most people are probably not going to use Fearmonger. They're probably going to go with Unstoppable Force or Blitz. I'm probably still going to go with Unstoppable Force because I really, really liked it in Madden 20. Probably going to be just as glitchy in Madden 21. But this is going to be kind of interesting to see how this actually changes things when it comes to the new mechanic, the new features that we have with quarterbacks being under pressure. How inaccurate is this going to make their throws, and how big of a range is it going to be with Fearmonger? Now, of course, the knockout here is 20 offensive yards allowed, so really you could just run the ball a couple times to get the 20 yards to knock them out of that. And, of course, the trigger is 2 defensive line sacks. Now, as you guys can see, it looks like only 2 players actually had this ability, Chandler Jones and then also Fletcher. So Fletcher is known to throw quarterbacks off the rhythm by collapsing the pocket with his raw power. Some pass rushers intimidate quarterbacks with their sheer presence. When he enters the zone, his Fearmonger ability will allow him to apply pressure on opposing QBs even while engaged with blockers. And you may be surprised here, but yes, that is not it for all the abilities. So next up, we have got J.J. Watt, who actually has his own, which is Relentless. I don't believe any other defensive linemen have this or outside linebackers. Employing a Relentless motor and lethal swim move, J.J. Watt lives in the offensive backfield. The most tenacious defenders beat their blocks by sheer force of will. When Watt enters the zone, his rush move attempts are free. So basically, with him, he's just going to be non-stop doing pass rush moves non-stop. And if you guys didn't know, with offense and defense, they kind of have like a limited amount of moves they can do per actual play, or at least how efficient those plays or those moves are going to be. So this is actually kind of cool to see with Relentless. Rush moves no longer cost points, trigger 1 sack or tackle for loss. All you have to do is get a tackle for loss or 1 sack with J.J. Watt. And if the play goes longer than normal, if the play goes for like 6 seconds, I guess. If someone's trying to run like a deep route or something, and then the offensive lineman eventually run out of points, J.J. Watt's going to beat him. So that's going to be pretty interesting to see. Knockout is 20 offensive yards allowed. And actually, it looks like I was incorrect with that. Nick Bosa actually has got this ability as well. So J.J. Watt and Nick Bosa actually both have Relentless. And Chris Jones as well has got Momentum Shift. With an elite first step, Jones runs through linemen before they know what hit them. Momentum Shift players like Jones demoralize all their opponents when he enters the zone. All on-field opponents are knocked out of the zone and lose any progress towards entering the zone. So this is exactly what I was talking about earlier with Selfless that Pat Tillman had, which honestly, it's an interesting one, but for me, I'm not a huge fan of it. On-field opponents have their zone progress wiped. It's kind of cool depending, I guess, on who you're playing against, but for me, I'd rather go with something like Unstoppable Force. Trigger 3 hit stick tackles, that's pretty interesting, or 2 sacks. Now, of course, knockout is going to be 1 down played because it's as easy as that. It triggers their zones are wiped. So these are all the players that we got revealed today. Aaron Donald has Blitz, Calais Campbell has got Run Stuffer, Cameron Jordan comes in with the Unstoppable Force, then you guys can see Chandler Jones and Chris Jones. Daniil Hunter also has got Unstoppable Force. DeMarcus Lawrence, very happy that he ended up getting an X-Factor card as well, an X-Factor million ways, because a lot of people would say that DeMarcus Lawrence kind of had a down year. He did have a little bit of a down year, but I still feel like he's one of the best defensive linemen in the league. Fletcher got Fearmonger. JJ did get Relentless. We also have Joey Bosa who got Unstoppable Force, Khalil Mack Unstoppable Force, Myles Garrett, and then Nick Bosa and TJ Watt. So those are all of the X Factor, I guess we can say, pass rushers. I don't think those are all of the outside linebackers. I think that they just decided to reveal the pass rushers today because obviously these are all pass rushing abilities. So maybe tomorrow we'll get like some coverage ones. So we'll probably end up getting like middle linebackers, outside linebackers, maybe like corners and safeties even tomorrow. I'm not really sure how they're going to do this. Maybe they'll just do like coverage linebackers tomorrow. So I guess we'll have to see with that. But with that being said, guys, I hope you did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. Those were the pass rusher players. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys next time.